Yeah, we have a Santa bot that was going around last year and wanted to re-bring that up just because it shows off our swag functions pretty well. Um, Using Swiml, also just something that's kind of fun to check out. So, oh man. Yeah. Sweet. So this guide, I will throw it in the chat right now. And if you guys want to follow along, it is pretty easy to replicate on your own space. Really just copy and paste in, and then also using an Amazon API in order to retrieve some information. So rather than going through all the code, I like to kind of dessert first. So let's give this guy a call and kind of see what happens.
Merry Christmas, it's Santa Claus calling. I'm so excited to chat with you today. Tell me, what do you want for Christmas this year?
I would like a new computer. Mine is pretty bad right now.
Oh dear, it sounds like you might be feeling a little down. Sorry, I'm here to spread some Christmas cheer. Now let's focus on something fun. What would you like for Christmas?
I need a new computer, Santa.
See.
I think some noise in the background got
I
in the
found
way.
some computers for you. Here are the 3 presents. 1, Acer Aspire 3 slim laptop with a 15.6-inch Full HD display. It has an AMD Ryzen 3 processor and 8 GB of RAM. You can check it out here. Acer Aspire 3 too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want that one. I don't really want that one, Santa. Can you give me the next one?
I see you want. I see something different. Let's try again. What would you like for Christmas this year?
I think I just need a new keyboard, actually.
I found some keyboards for you. Here are the top 3 presents. 1, Logitech MX Keys S wireless.
Oh yeah, I like that one. Let's go for it, Santa. That one sounds good.
I'm so glad you like that one. Just to confirm, is it the Logitech MX Keys S wireless keyboard that you want for Christmas?
Yeah, I think so.
The Logitech MX Keys S wireless keyboard is all set for you. It will be delivered on Christmas. How exciting. Now, is there anything else you would like to chat about or another present you want to ask for?
No, that's it. Thank you, Santa. All right, you guys get the gist of it. But essentially what we're doing is telling Santa what we want for Christmas, and he's able to look it up to Amazon. Well, I'm not sure if you guys are even really able to see this too well. But one thing I wanted to show off about this when you guys are sending it into your own space is just getting that rapid API key. And up at the top, you can click subscribe right here. I just have the free version, so I'm not too worried that people are going to steal my creds, but you never know. Anywho, you get to a page, look a little something like this. Copy your key, and then you can enter that into the Swiml script. So right at the bottom of this guide, you can see the final Swiml script for it and where we'll actually be able to put that into it. So it's really important just to add your own authentication, your Rapid API token here. But if we wanted to kind of just check out the functions really quick, sorry, I was sharing the wrong tab. My apologies. Down at the bottom, you'll be able to see your Rapid API token here. Throw that token in, and then you'll be able to send those out. It also sends an SMS message at the end of the conversation saying, "Hey, this is the present that you wanted. and you'll just have to put a SignalWire messaging enabled phone number on there. If you don't have messaging enabled, it just won't send the SMS portion of that. But the two functions that we use are present lookup and then send present. So our present lookup actually looks up that specific Amazon API, and it's going to return an object that looks something like this, where we get the product title, but product doesn't mean a whole lot to Santa. He needs to know what the presents are. So we use our present lookup function to kind of have Santa present the products to the user in the form of presents, and then we'll use that send present function in order to kind of translate things back over to present. That's one way of kind of translating business information, or if this were to actually execute the APIs, you could actually purchase things. So if you wanted to set this up for like a receptionist that's able to order more products for someone, or if you just want to be able to talk to someone who isn't Alexa and stealing all your information, there's that as well. Mentioned the wire number down over here, and once we actually throw all this into the SignalWire dashboard, go to SWML, create the new script, and then we can also throw in the post prompt URL. So I guess it would be cool to kind of look that over really quick. But this log can kind of show us everything that happened. Oh, sorry. My apologies.
So you may want to zoom in. There you go.
No, I was changing tabs and messed up. But yeah, not only does it give us the entire transcript, but it also gives us some information about the functions that we're calling. So if this weren't to be able to look up, we'd be able to find some errors, see if it's lying on kind of the translation portion, if the API isn't firing off at all, if we messed up everything, it'll give us some errors that we can help debug with that. But then at the end, see, we get a little send SMS. I don't want to show my phone number for too long. And then send present, all of the things that we had. But yeah, after we change just those handful of parameters, it's really easy to drag and drop some of the stuff into your own space. It does get a little deeper with the fillers, as Santa was kind of saying, like, ho, 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 or, oh, let me see. Or even just like how creepily jolly he kind of was. It's not perfect. He's a little creepy, but in order to make it so that it would sound a little bit more like Santa Claus, we can edit a lot of those functions as well. Any questions on some of this stuff? I guess we have native functions as well of check time. Otherwise, I know Brian is a lot cooked up, hopefully, after how angry he was banging out the keyboard.
All right, so does anybody have any requests? Because I kind of want to talk just a little bit about kind of what we have, how we offer it, and what you guys can do with our AI agent. Let me change the layout really quick here. We're going to watch party large and in charge. So I'm going to put me up here. So far, does anybody have any questions about the SignalWire AI agent? Because what we've built here is a one-stop turnkey solution that has the LLM, TTS, ASR, everything on board, along with the function scaffolding, so you don't have to go to third parties to do the integrations. We can do one of two things when it comes to the SignalWire AI agent when we use what we call the SignalWire AI Gateway, which is how we interface the AI agent to outside entities such as Calendar.com, Salesforce, Zoho Desk, Zendesk. The last one I showed off was our Zendesk instance using our AI agents to open a ticket, add a comment, close a ticket. All of those things were interacting real time from the agent. So it's one of the differentiators that we have. And it's one of the things that I can really code to now. I think last time, I think I spent about 40 minutes coding an AI agent. You got to watch me do it live. And in fact, I want to do another one of those, but I want to take something from the audience and see kind of what you guys have in mind. What would you like to see? Because I've done 3 AI agents this morning already. I'm going to show each and every one of those off. I didn't get the last one completely done because I found a bug in one of my modules that I didn't have time to debug and fix. But I know what the problem is now, and I'll have it fixed right after this call. So this morning, since we're coming up on Thanksgiving, I decided let's come up with something a little fun. It's always fun to interface with outside entities, and so I did an API Ninja recipe bot, and I'm going to share this to the screen right now. Let me find it here. Does this sit right here? That's it right there. Is it going to come up? Let's go. Today. There it goes. All right. So what we're going to do is going to put this full screen, and we're going to go over a couple things, okay? So what I did, and this is, I already said last week, the key to using our AI agent is planning. So you want to sit down and kind of think about what you want the AI agent to do, how you want it to function, and kind of what APIs will it have access to. You can start with like the API spec of, say, Zendesk or HubSpot or Salesforce or any other CRM vendor out there. Most of these guys have a defined API infrastructure that you can talk to using our AI agent. And quite honestly, your imagination is all that would be your limiting factor here. So this one I did this morning with, and I'll put this code up on GitHub as well. It's literally one function and one prompt. And it's Granny Smith, and her job is to get you a recipe it'll just ask you what recipe, and it'll offer you some options, and you select one, and she'll give you all the details. Inversely, you could take this and say, okay, Granny Smith, can you send that to me in a text message, and expand upon the AI agent by giving it additional functionality. And it can send you that in a text message, after warning you messaging and data rates may apply. So, because you do have to do that. That's one of those regulatory things. It's fairly easy to comply with our AI agent the way I have it all configured and spec'd out. So I'm going to show you the code here. This is the code. It's quite literally that right there. This is the query to search for a recipe by like meatloaf or turkey sandwich or just turkey. And then basically it does the call, gets you the information, and returns it. This is a complete AI agent with everything in there. If you notice, I've done like I did my last ones. I wrote the documentation for the agent before I actually coded anything. And I've noticed an interesting thing that has started to happen as I've done more of these. And it just may be something that's in my OpenAI account. It's actually this code right here that it wrote in the document was 100% correct for my description of the AI agent that I wanted to do after I gave OpenAI the what my plan was. And I'm going to use this API. And I gave it an example of the insurance bot, and it literally cranked out 100% functioning AI agent. I just copied and pasted into the app, and I'm going to show you new terminal. I'm going to go over here and turn this one off because I don't want to do that. So we're going to go into Linux because I run this thing in a Linux container on my desktop here. Let's see here. So there it is. It's running. There is it's all there now. I can do. Let's see here. If I can type. Let's install my little utility. Oh, it's not going to do that. CD recipe. Okay, swag. Yeah, it's already in here. We go -- URL https:// Brian K. West, ngrok.io/swag. Oh, got to authenticate. So there's our get signature. This bot built this for, the AI built this all for me. Now we can test this function. So we say function search recipes, and it's optional pagination. We want turkey. And there it gave me a blob of text that's fed back to the LLM. It's probably a little much. You probably want to limit this to like 1 or 2 recipes. There's like 5 or 6 in here. And that's best practices. What I basically said is, here are some recipes. Give the user a choice and give them the recipes. So it'll know that it has 5 recipes. It'll know the title of those recipes, and it'll give the user the option. And if you say, oh, I want Emerald's pepper stuffed turkey, it would know to just give you that. Or if you asked it additional information about the other recipes, it would already know that information and would not usually call another function call, because it already has the information in context and would just continue to answer questions about the additional recipes. So you can use that to your advantage if you had large data sets. There's a limit to the amount of data you can return, and that is 12K. It is highly recommended that you do less than that if possible. That way you get the desired results. So now we're gonna open. Let's go over here and see if I can map a number to this one real quick, and we'll talk to Granny Smith. I'm gonna find my prompt. I think I already put it in here. Let's find it here. Here's our prompt that we got here for Miss Granny Smith. Let's go over here real quick. Let's go prompt. Let's go recipe. Let's add that in. Add prompt. Sorry, this is happening a little off screen. I'll show you some results of that in just a second. Okay, so we gotta find the phone number I gave this agent. 121. And we're doing this live. I have not tested this yet, so you're going to get to see me fail if it fails. 231 438 2537.
Hello there, I'm Granny Smith, your friendly recipe assistant. What delicious dish are you in the mood for today?
Meatloaf.
Yum, meatloaf is such a comforting dish. Here's a classic recipe for you. Classic meatloaf ingredients: 1 pound ground beef, 1 cup breadcrumbs, 1 small onion, chopped, 1 egg, half a cup milk, 1 tablespoon Worcestershire sauce, salt and pepper to taste, ketchup for topping instructions. 1. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. 2. In a large bowl, combine the ground.
So see, that was a first run of that AI agent. I had not tested it this morning. Like I said, it come off of the assembly line from the OpenAI chat, 100% functional. So we're going to stop that one, and I'm going to exit this. I'm going to exit this. And that. We're going to open another one real quick here. Okay, so now we're going to go File, Open Folder. Now, this one I have 2 in the same folder because I've been working on them together. This one, I created what I affectionately call the Bobby Tables bot. And what I did here was, I realized there's an aspect of what you can do with an AI agent that a human can't. Well, a human could do this, but it's not practical. This bot has one function, and it is a SQL query function. And it can basically formulate the raw SQL queries to talk to the database, insert records, update records, delete records. So I've tested this one because I really wanted to see what this would do. And I have not done a lot of tests, but it was just to prove a point that you could rely on an AI to do a little more complex things when it comes to a task. So we're going to call this one, and we're going to have some fun. All right, so what we're doing here.
Wireless customer you called.
Well, what the heck was that? That's not the phone number. 918. Oh, I don't know why I didn't start it. Let's do that. We got to start at terminal, new terminal. Missed a step there. That's why. All right, there's our little bot. I'll dial the right number again. All right, so we're going to say 918-498-9775. We're going to call it.
Wireless customer you call.
Well, let's see what we got going on here. 918-498-9775.
Wireless customer.
Weird. That phone number was working earlier, so I have to check that out and see what's going on here. Let's see here. Numbers. Do another terminal. Let's see here.
We don't see your screen.
Yeah, it's for some reason I'm on a different terminal here. There it is. It's gone now. For some reason it swapped to the other one and you don't get to see it. So I'm going to stop sharing this one and share the other one because it has everything in it. Sorry about that. This is the one I want now. It'll come up in just a second. All right, there we go. Now you can see it. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me make sure I got the number right because it keeps telling me I don't know what I'm doing, and I know that's not right. All right, so it's 918-498-9775.
Hello, how can I assist you with employee data today?
I'd like to insert a record.
Please provide the details for the new employee record, including their name, position, department, and salary.
Put Bob Smith, R&D, Director of Engineering, and salary of $68,000.
Record for Bob Smith has been successfully added as the Director of Engineering in the R&D department with a salary of $68,000.
Can you delete all the records for me?
I can delete records, but I need to confirm that you want to remove all employee records.
Yes.
Is that correct? All employee records have been successfully deleted.
Can you put me 5 random records in there that you make up on the fly?
I can insert new records, but I need the details for each employee, including their name, position, department, and salary.
Can you make them up?
Provide that information. 5 new employee records have been successfully added. If you need anything else, just let me know.
Who is in human resources?
In human resources, we have Sarah Davis, who is an HR specialist with a salary of $55,000. Is there anything else you would like to know?
Can you delete Sarah?
Sarah Davis has been successfully deleted from the records. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Can you count how many records we have in the database?
There are currently 4 records in the database. Would you like to do anything else?
Can you add me 20 more random records into the database?
I can add new records, but I need the details.
Make them up for me.
Including...
Oop.
I
broke
I'm
it.
here. How can I...
But you see how it was formulating the SQL queries because it knows how to do SQL queries. I gave it the table structure, but it didn't like doing, it gave me too many to put in there. So let's go see what that error was. We did 20 and it said no. See, there it is right there. It made them up and tried to do it, but it got truncated somehow. See what it says. I get argument parse 0. Yep, index out of range. So yeah, it come in a weird way, and that was too big. Anyway, then I had a customer use case scenario come in. Does anybody have any questions about that, by the way? About what we did there? Because I'm going to show you, this is really small as well. It's literally, there's the swag function for handling all the error conditions and getting the results back. And here is the function that actually does the execution of the query. Fetch names, format results, return an error if there's an error. So it created a database, put me some records in, and just set it all up. There's not a lot there. There's some mock data and whatnot, but there's not a lot of functionality here. It's fairly easy to do. And you notice how it just did the SQL queries. Didn't think twice about it. Let's scroll back through the log here for the big one. So like, look right here. It did select star from employees where department equals human resources. It says execute successful response. It gave me the ID, the name, everything about the person. And then I said, asked it to delete Sarah. It sent the query in to delete Sarah, and Sarah was successfully deleted. And then I told it to delete all employees, and it, it made up employees then. And I tried to get it to do 20. And then, for example, here's one, select count star from total from employees. So that LLM formulated that query and sent it in. So you can lean on some of this type of functionality to make the bot a little bit more deterministic, because it knows this stuff and will usually get it right. Now, you normally wouldn't, like, this is the Bobby tables of bots because it's able to delete everything because it just did it. But I did it as just like an example of kind of how to use an extended functionality of the language model to accomplish a goal. Because you can do things like, I want the response base 64 encoded, and it will do that. It'll just do it. And it's very, very fun that it's able to do those types of things. So before this call, literally I had an hour. I had 20 minutes last week, but I had an hour this week. I have this more complex AI agent that I put together. This is a bot that I've already got the draft for, the code for it. This is the one where I found the bug like 4 minutes before I started this call. And I don't in my mind yet have a full grasp on what to do to fix it, but I will in an hour. So this is basically an internet tech support bot. Its role is to answer the phone call, verify the customer. It has functionality like able to check line statuses for like fiber, DSL, cable modems. It's just a function. It's a mock function, but we could plug it in. It's plumbed for and wired for being able to put anything in there. Whatever system you have that has an API that it's able to talk to, it could go do that. So it could totally do all these things. Also gave it open a ticket, check ticket status, and close tickets. So like, for example, you call in and it walks through the troubleshooting steps. The normal, have you tried turning it off and back on? Have you power cycled your modem? Have you power cycled your Wi-Fi? All of those things. It does all that. So if it can't, it's able to transfer the caller out to a human agent, which is one of the requirements that the previous person I was speaking with that needed this functionality wanted it to be able to do, which is perfect because our AI agent is capable of doing not only just transferring to a PSTN number, but if you bring your AI agent or your trunk into our platform via SIP, like bolting it onto your existing call center infrastructure, which is also another capability that we have. This AI agent can also send back a SIP referrer. So for example, if it's calling from your on-prem PBX to our SignalWire platform, and we need to transfer that back to a human agent and their extension is 5,000, this AI agent could then call a function to transfer it back to extension 5,000 and trigger us to send a referrer so that it transfers and drops. We drop completely out of the leg and off it goes. And I think John was showing off a couple of things a little bit ago about conversations and like how the AI agent interacts and what you can see and whatnot. I want to kind of look at that and show a couple of things. But I've got to find a record here that really shows I think this might be one. Yeah, here's one. Let's see, not that one. Let me find it here. I'll find it in just a second here. So we have this is one I got. I'll get a link for this. Let me pull this up and I'll share my browser. So what I did, and this is something that is really valuable if you're in AI and you kind of know, it's hard sometimes to kind of do a post-mortem if you don't have the data. The data, and this is another thing SignalWire has that I've never seen any other platform have. And I just want to show it off. It'll come up. It's just taking it a second. So at the end of the call, you get what's called a post prompt, which contains the entire conversation log, like what the system prompt was, every interaction. If you notice here, I'm going to let it clear up so you can see it all. This is the interaction that we had on this AI. And I'm going to make it a little narrower so it'll be there we go. Let that clear up a little bit. So you have like everything, like I want room service. I want a ribeye steak medium well and a Dr. Pepper. And it's like, I will add a medium ribeye steak with Dr. Pepper to your order. Could you please provide me your room number? I say 304, calls the functions, adds the items. It says items added successfully back from the tool. And it tells me about the order status. And I said, all right. And it says if I wanted anything else. And I said, nope. And it submitted the order placed, boom, boom, boom. Now here's the fun one. These are all the latency numbers that you get for every interaction. We had 29 data points in this call. In this graphs, the data points throughout the call. And the ones where it peaks up is when I didn't say anything and it did a timeout because I wasn't talking. So you can see all of the lulls and how the data and interaction happen. And this data is available to you today. You can use this to help tune your agent and understand why it behaves the way it behaves. You have your token times, you have your token and response word counts, and you have your TPS and average TPS available. So you have all of this data, not just in text format, but a visual representation so you can start getting an idea of what this call did. In addition, you have every function that was called and every single response that come out of this. So you have a lot of data here that you could do. You could use this for analytics, logging, audits, any of those types of things. You could use it for that. So does anybody have any questions about any of this so far? I also have you can play the audio file if it has one. You can download it. You can also download the raw JSON file of it. And this is all something that's going to be available to all of you on our platform very soon. But you could have it today as well. If you want to set up a call with me to go over any of this, you can go, I'm going to put my Calendly link into the chat, and you can set up time with me to go over what you want to accomplish. And then and we can go over those requirements and help you plot and plan what you want to do with the AI agent. Now, I've got a little bit of time. Does somebody want to give me kind of an idea that you've been thinking about that you would love to see come to be? And let me see if I can whip up something real quick. Let's see here. Got something over here. So let's dream up something. Let's do one. Let's just draft something real quick. An AI agent, and I'll share this in just a second, that uses cal.com API to make or move appointments. Give me just a second here, and I'll get this up here. Let's see here. Now, try to do this all in like Cursor, but the planning component of this tends to work better when I do it in ChatGPT, and it makes me think they're probably doing something oddly specific to make it structure this like it is. If my screen will come up here, there it is. We'll full screen it here while we're waiting on it to finish thinking about what it's doing. And this is, I started doing this, and like I said, I don't know if it's my account, but here we go, an AI agent with a cal.com API. It's creating me the entire everything I need for this. Giving me the tool specification. It's giving me the function calls, the function schema for each of the functions. And I bet it's going to write the code here in just a second too, and I'll tell you if it's right. I don't have a cal.com API key, so that's going to be the only thing. Oh yeah, here's the code coming out of the woodwork. Oh yeah, there it is. It's written it all. Yeah, there it is. Literally. What do we need here? We need a cal.com API key. Let's look. Yeah, okay, let's go get one of those. How's that sound? Cal.com, let's go. Sign in. Sign in with Google. Run a SignalWire. Continue. All right, let's see here. Can we get API access? Settings. Password security API key. Let's add a key. Test. We're going to make this in good for 7 days, just in case. We're going to copy that key. I'm going to go put it somewhere safe real quick. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to say new cal.py. We're going to go back over here and get the code. Copy code. Go over here, and I'll share the other screen in just a second once I get this done. .env. Port this. Okay, so we got that. We're going to hit that. All right, so it made one thing here. 175. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to share my editor screen now. I just wing it. Let's see what we got here. Here it comes. There we go. So I just took the code it generated, and we got a bug in this code, and it's gonna fix that right there. Except, okay, so there it goes. That code was written this is cal.com. I've got to go put my API key in though, because I didn't do that yet. Let's see what the key was here. Username, cal.com API key. Let's go over to .env. Find that key. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. All right. Now we're going to go back over to the code. We're going to hit restart to get the code in play. Now let's go find my prompt. There's our prompt. And let's go over here. I'm just going to change one thing here. Give me a second here. We're going to purchase a new number, 3369. Say AI agent. We're going to hit numbers. Sorry, there's a little bit going on in the background here. 3369. We're going to hit edit. We're going to put that on cal. Save. Now we're going to go over here to prompt. We're going to put our prompt in here for our calendar of AI that it made it for us. So we'll do that. We'll say add prompt. We'll say post prompt is summarize conversation. All right, add prompt. Now we're going to go select a voice because we don't want that Google one. We're going to get an OpenAI voice. How about we use Shimmer? We'll use shimmer. All right, now let's add the functions. Wish I could share 2 screens. All right, so we're going to call this. I just set this up, coded it all using AI. So we're going to call it real quick and see what it does. 1208 208. That's an odd number to find. 3369. I don't know what it's going to do. Let's just try it.
I'm sorry, I am having a migraine. I have to.
See, I didn't get it right. Let's go see what happened. Let's go in here. Does anybody have any questions yet?
Nothing in the chat yet.
All right. Oh, crap. Let me see what happened here. I gave it something it didn't like is what happened. All right, let's try that again.
I'm sorry, I am having a.
She's having a migraine. That's a fun one. Let's go over here and see what we got going on. Okay, we're on port 5001. That's good. Let's go over here and make sure. Let's go remap the number just to be safe. Number is 3369. Okay, says it's mapped. Let's try that again. Let's go look here what this prompt is. Prompt. I'm going to share this so you can see me editing this. That's not the right prompt. All right, you're an AI specializing in managing appointments. I'm going to share this so you can see it. I wish I could share 2 because this is fun. Here we go. This is basically the prompt I've put in here. You interact with the cal.com API. So let's just see. Your response should be the first singular. Oh, I know what the problem is. I know exactly what the problem is. It's not here. It's in the code. I'll show you exactly where it is. Right here. It's this one right here. So when at first it said description, so we'll do that. There's event description. Let's take that out. Let's see what we got here. Multiple values for argument description. Let's see here. String title description. 10D. Title. Oh, it's because this here is an argument and this is the description. So this will be event description and event description. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Put that back. Let's see what it complains about now. There we go. Let's see if it does it again. It's something to do with the definition of the function. I'll need to debug that, but this is probably 99% correct. There's just one little element in this function that isn't correct, and I'll need to look at this real quick. We'll do a little swag push against it and see. Let's see here. AI office hours, swag CLI. -- URL. And auth off, so ngrok.io swag / get signatures. Let's see what we got here. Description, schedule, description, event description. That looks correct. List of attendees, in time ISO 8601 format, description of appointment, start time, title of appointment, required, title, start time, object, rescheduling appointment, unique identifier, cancel appointment. So interesting. But anyway, I'll get this debugged and we'll publish this as an example as well. So follow up with us next time, and I'll get this sorted and show it off at our next office hours. And probably if you have time on Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central, we'll be in the SignalWire Hangout. I'll have it fixed by then. I'll probably have it fixed in an hour at this point. But definitely, if you want to drop by on Friday, bring your questions. Again, my Calendly link is in the chat. If you just want to sit down and go over your plan, and I'll help you plot out what you need to do and make sure you're successful with our AI agent. We can crank these things out pretty quick now, and I just want to help elevate everybody else to this level. And again, if you have questions, I'm here for it. Team are ready.
Hey, Brian. Thank you. This is very helpful.
Well, I hope so. This was fun. I didn't have a plan on doing one live, and I just said, okay, let's just give it a try. You know, even though it's 99% correct, it needs some time to debug it. I noticed it didn't put a search for appointment in there, but again, I just did it, and like I said, it ran the first time, so the code is all correct. There's just something I lined up with it, and that's something probably with the cal.com API. But this is one that we were discussing earlier this morning, and I thought, well, I'll just whip one up real quick and go from there. So definitely hope somebody learned something today. And thank you guys for coming.